started.
Okay, chess matrix. Let's try e4. Okay, a French defense. Not a French defense. Let's try, let's see. I like to get a third pawn in the center when I can. Right now it looks like f4 would be a mistake because the queen coming out here would check. Well, maybe it's not a mistake. Maybe that's playable, but I don't like that structure. I would have to block it with the pawn. Let's just put the c pawn up then. Develop the queen side a bit. Okay, yeah, this is hippopotamus. The two knights here, fianchetto the two bishops, right? So I'll have pawns here, here, bishops here, and here. And I'm just going to go into some kind of setup like it was. Oh, no, I take it back. So maybe he's going to play for g5, g4, harass this knight, so that if I castle a kingside, it would be a bit awkward for me. Still, let's allow for kingside castling. And then, he's putting all his pawns, he's lifting all his corner pawns, so I can't tell which side he's going to attack on. Okay, so I'm going to stay uncastled for a while. There's no hurry to castle. And think about a center breakthrough. He's a little behind in development, but I don't have that many squares for my pieces because he's taken away a lot of them. So pushing a pawn in the center is usually the way to go here. Maybe develop a bishop first, the last bishop, or just push ahead now. Let's push ahead with the d pawn and see what he does. He can close it up with e5. Okay, so now this is the bad bishop and this is the good bishop in principle. And he can attack on the king side here. So is there anything I want to do about that? I could retreat this knight here, castle, and play. No, I can't play. Okay, so I was thinking of playing f5, and he's just ruled that out. f4, I mean, he's ruled that out by playing g5. Okay, so the knight went to the wrong square. I could go back and then take this square. We'll see. So I'm wasting time. He's made a lot of pawn moves, but I'm wasting time with my knight, so it's probably okay for him. Oh, you know, I should have considered knight to g3. I mean, knight to e3 instead of g3, because I could put the knight on e3 and a pawn on g3 to keep his knights out. Okay, so I put my knight here, and he exchanges. Then I get a pawn there, and he gets a nice square here for his other knight. Let's hold on to that pawn. And I can play f3 and try and keep his knight out of the square e4 here. Okay, what does this formation look like? It looks like he's got a bad bishop. And I've got two bishops, one good and one bad. This is the bad one here. So maybe I should play f3 and knight to e4, just trying to maintain this bad bishop. Maintain this block pawn structure, I mean. I guess I'm keeping his bishop inactive if I can successfully blockade the square. Maybe I can't get away with it. Okay, if he exchanges here, I want to take back with the knight. Where do I want to put this bishop? Let's take this diagonal. Let's see, where's his queen can come out here and start harassing things, but this is defended, this is defended, this is defended. He can push here. Now I was thinking taking back with the knight. It does give him 2 center pawns. So if knight takes, pawn takes, yeah, I have to take with the pawn at that point. And then I'm obliged to defend this pawn somehow. If I block with the bishop, he can grab that pawn, which would be annoying.
Check.
Okay, well, here's a question. Where does the bishop belong? Does it belong on this diagonal or the other one? Because I could just take with the king. It's pretty safe for the king to come out and play at this point. Or I could take with the bishop and then move the bishop to c3. Still retaining the option to castle. Ah, I lose the pawn. That's annoying. So where is my counterplay? Is there any counterplay? Bishop here. Where is that knight going? The knight can go to there. And then bishop here attacking the pawn. And rook to d1. If he moves the pawn ahead, I can take the knight. He takes the bishop. Maybe not. I just retreat the bishop if he moves the pawn ahead. Yeah, it's hard to believe he's winning with this simple strategy. But there you have it. I guess this will be a game to look at in a post-mortem and see what I could have done different. And if he pushes this pawn ahead, I guess I have some idea of what makes this pawn weaker when he pushes this pawn ahead. Okay, where does the king want to be? I guess if I castle, you can always win this pawn here, huh? If I was just thinking he's threatening maybe to push the d pawn. And that's an attack on my b pawn over here. The e pawn, rather. Pushes e pawn, attack my pawn on b2. So if he pushes, I take, he takes. Maybe that's not good for him. I would leave him with an isolated pawn here, but they would have a 2-on-1 majority on the queen side there. It's actually quite a complicated position in spite of the reduced material because of the weird pawn structure and stuff. So I can't play an undermining move. Okay, he can defend. So let's step out of the way of that rook. Or should I play, speaking of undermining moves, should I play h4? h4, he takes, I take, or h4, he pushes, I take, he takes with check and goes to that pawn. Now I think the king has to come forward and start participating in the game. If this pawn ever moves, I can have the bishop to a4 check as a skewer, winning the rook there. This pawn is pinned, so I could take this one if it weren't defended, but it's defended twice, so quite adequately defended. So let's push ahead on the H-file. Maybe I can invade over here. Aha, he doesn't mind exchanging and opening that file. Okay, gets a good diagonal for his bishop. But I've gotten rid of this clamp on F4. So let's switch my attention over here. Now I am threatening to take this pawn because of the pin on the D pawn. Okay, he defends it with the bishop. So let's get rid of that bishop. Now this pawn is hanging on F7, and this pawn is weak on H3, H6. Where is the most important weakness? There's a check here. He did create some holes in his position, didn't he? But this pawn I can't really attack effectively. It's defended by the knight. Okay. Let's gang up on the H-pawn. Okay, where's that knight coming into? Here, here, here. Or he's just pushing that pawn. So let's win the H pawn. He's just a little too slow to defend it. Yeah, so he's pushing ahead there. I'm going to let that happen. I'm getting pressure
Check.
on the... Okay, let's stop and think. Knight here is currently defended. I do want my bishop actively posted. I mean, my king actively posted. So as long as the square is... no, the knight's not checking from there. The knight has to get to one of these dark squares to check the king. Okay, king here or rook there to defend the pawn. Rook. Defends with the rook. So I can play check. Let's think about this. Check. The king can go forward or back. He can't block. And then I can go after this A pawn.
Check.
I do just have to worry about helping the king move to a better position. It'd be a good square for the king. Maybe this square here is good. But he went there. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, so I was a little worried if he went to C6. See, king C6, rook to A7, and then king... Oh, the king can't get back, so he makes some other move, and then I take the pawn, and then the king can come in and try and trap my my rook. So, actually, rook A7, king C6, rook takes, king B7. No, the king can't go there. Oh, yeah, he can. He's hitting the rook. And these squares are out. I could go here or here. Kind of a limited scope for that rook. Where is the most active place for it? It'd be nice to have the rook on this square here, actually. But I can't get there. Okay, so maybe rook here, and then with the idea of pushing the pawn to g4. So rook h6, pawn to g5, taking advantage of the pin, and trying to create a breakthrough. I need to get these pawns rolling. Yeah, so he's got a check here that wins a pawn. Yeah. Or he could just take my pawn. Still, let's see what he does. I'm thinking this is pretty good to get this as a passed pawn, and it might be worth. See, his rook can't even oppose this pawn. The bishop is on that square, so it probably would have been more effective for him. More effective for him to check and take my bishop and maybe defend that way. Or check and take a pawn. So, how's this going to work? If he pushes, I can make a queen. Okay, I can make a queen. He takes, I take. Then he pushes, and I come back to here.
Time warning.
I think I'm a queen up. I mean, a piece up, rather, rook up. Because the bishop has time to get back to this square here and stop this little guy from queening. Could have thrown in check here. Yeah, I moved quickly. Moved quickly. Yes, he has time to defend here. Let's end this dangerous pawn here. And now I can do this check. He's going to go here, check, and win this rook pawn. So check here, check, I move, he takes, I take. Cutting his king off. I think this should still be winning.
Check.
But it might be a bit tricky. He didn't go for that. Now check here wins this pawn.
Check.
Yeah, now he does. Had to be sure those checks weren't dangerous. He's just going to grab the pawn. I'm going to grab there with check and pick up his knight. And he can't defend this pawn, so I'm going to go here anyway.
Check.
Yeah, you can do dot. Let's go here. So I'm not getting checked again on the next move. And I can get to this square. Very nice. Yep, defending that. Very annoying. Yeah, my rook is nearly trapped. Can he march his king into here to here? Just take my rook. Well, I guess ultimately I can take his... he's got that check there. Terrible. Just just as I had feared in the other position, this is a losing rook and pawn endgame. I'm just going to resign here. Okay.
White resigns.
I'm going to update that. It's a shame to lose a game that way, but maybe there's some instructive moments. And I'll do a postmortem as usual. See you guys later. Bye.